What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at the Super Mario Party Jamboree review scores, and things get quite interesting, especially once you get towards the end and the lowest scored review, which I know a lot of you guys want to know my take on what Eurogamer had to say. But let's break down everything that this game does well, what it does middling, and look at all the scores and kind of come to a consensus on what this Mario Party game is all about. But before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and make sure you stay tuned for this weekend because we will be having a Super Mario Party Jamboree gameplay session where I will be giving out multiple codes from the community. So if you want to have a chance to win Super Mario Party Jamboree, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the reviews. So far, there's 50 plus reviews on Metacritic. There's an overwhelming 91% of those reviews are positive, so that's about a 75 plus or up, so definitely very good. Only 4 mixed reviews, so about 70, 60 or so, 50, and then 1 actually really negative review, which is the one that I know all of you guys want to talk about, the controversial review from Eurogamer. But let's get into it here, guys. It's got an overall 81 score. That is the highest ever when it comes to the Mario Party franchise, by about 1 point right now over Mario Party Superstars, which is a collection of some of the older games kind of put together. But this is a brand new Mario Party that's kind of taking what Super Mario Party did and blowing it up to the extreme. So definitely good to see that it did better than Super Mario Party. Now let's jump into this here. We're gonna do a little bit different. I'm not gonna run down every single review like I used to kind of do overall. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the 10 out of 10 scores, the 9 out of 10 scores, 8 out of 10 scores, 7 out of 10 scores. I'm going to go over about 4 of them from each category, then give you the total amount in terms of from each bracketed review scores. So 10 out of 10 right now, we've got only 1 10 out of 10, and that's from The Enemy. And they said this: Super Mario Party Jamboree is the biggest and most complete title in the series. It's a must-have for fans of the franchise and a synthesis for everything a game needs for someone who wants to have fun with friends. All right, moving on. We have the 9 out of 10 scores. There are 16 total so far, so definitely a good chunk of these scores are 9 out of 10. We're going to start with Nintendo Life and their review, 9 out of 10, and they said Super Mario Party Jamboree is a fantastic new entry in the franchise that focuses on improving the core mechanics and experience, making for a more involving board game in the process, whilst also polishing everything to a slick sheen. Online aspects of modern stuff like the game's battle pass and collectibles are woven in smoothly, and the new various modes all have their place in a package that also delivers the goods in terms of minigame quality. Jamboree is the best Mario Party to date, so best make sure you've got your invite sorted. All right, good to hear that. Next up is going to be from IGN. They gave it a 9 out of 10 and said Super Mario Party Jamboree is an amazing follow-up to Mario Party Superstars and easily one of the best games in the series. Not only does it faithfully return to the classic formula established in the N64 entries, it confidently improves upon it with a fantastic set of boards that introduce unique and memorable mechanics. It's also the most flexible Mario Party has ever been, with tons of ways to customize your game, including its brilliant new optional pro rules that reduce luck-based elements to a minimum and crank up the strategy for those who want it. Okay, that is like, makes me excited. I did not know about that, as you can tell in my voice. I had no idea that they actually did something like this. This is something that I've heard so many people complain about when it comes to Mario Party. So for the skilled out there, and definitely for my community, we're going to be taking a look at these pro rules and everything. Very good that they added it in here now at this point, and you don't have to say, oh man, I want it in an update or something. So very good. Let me continue on with what IGN has to say here. The wonderful maps are supported by a great lineup of new and returning minigames and character-specific challenges that steal the show. Even if I wish there were just a few more minigames in the rotation, the side offerings may not have much staying power, but when partying with friends and family locally or online, Super Mario Party Jamboree boldly completes the series' redemption arc as its newest superstar. All right, good stuff from IGN there. Next up is from the 6th Axis, and they gave it a 9 out of 10, saying in the pantheon of Mario Party games, Super Mario Party Jamboree is the best new game in a long time. After getting back to the basics with Superstars, Jamboree sticks with the more traditional Mario Party formula in all the right ways, while still finding space to mix things up a little with new items, a blend of motion and button control minigames, pro rules, and some larger online modes and experiments. This is practically essential for Mario Party fans. All right, we're going to go over the last 9 out of 10 score here, and it is from Screen Rant, 9 out of 10, saying, while Jamboree doesn't necessarily reinvent the wheel when it comes to the minigame multiplayer genre, it's arguably the most polished and focused Mario Party game made yet. With so many gameplay and customization options, unlockables, and activities to discover, Super Mario Party Jamboree is now the most welcoming entry for new players and a refreshing experience for those who love the franchise's intense competitions with close friends. Super Mario Party Jamboree looks like it's good for newcomers in addition to veterans who want to play by the pro rules as well. Now let's move on to the 8 out of 10 scores. This is the largest chunk of scores which you see for the overall average, 29 total 8 out of 10 scores. So we're going to start off with Press Start Australia. They gave it an 8.5 out of 10, saying Super Mario Party Jamboree lives up to its name in practically every way. It's equal parts lavish and bolsterous, offering a selection of boards with novel and fun gimmicks that make it a constant joy to come back to, adding a wide variety of ways to play, including heaps of customizable rules, only sweetens the deal. Without a doubt, Super Mario Party Jamboree is Mario Party at its best. All right, next up is from VGC. They gave it an 8 out of 10, saying Jamboree is one of the best Mario Party games to date due to the sheer number of modes available and their general high quality. It still hasn't managed to shake some of the core issues of the series, especially when it comes to balancing the game for younger and less experienced players, but judged against previous entries, it stands out as a top offering. All right, next up is from COG Connected. They gave it an 8 out of 10, saying Super Mario Party Jamboree marks a significant advancement for the series. With customizable gameplay options, you can tailor your experience by removing elements you don't enjoy, making it more accessible for everyone. Nintendo also integrated more online features, allowing you to engage with friends and other players even when they aren't physically nearby. While some of the additional modes might feel a bit weaker than others, the overall variety provides plenty of ways to enjoy this party. 8 out of 10. This is the last one that we're going to do for 8 out of 10s from Shaq News. And they said, Super Mario Party Jamboree disproves the idea that if you've seen one Mario Party game, you've seen them all. Nintendo went out of its way to create something heads and tails above what came before. It doesn't always work, but there are far more winners than participation trophies in this package. The Jamboree buddies, in particular, make this an ideal way to play Mario Party. It'll still wreck friendships. At the end of the day, it's still Mario Party, but now those friendships will be wrecked in a more interesting way. All right, very good there. All right, we're going to move to the 7 out of 10 scores. There are 6 total. We're going to start off with True Gaming. They gave it a 7.5 out of 10, saying Super Mario Party Jamboree packs a super fun experience for fans of the series as it brings us a large variety of game modes. However, it still has its shortcomings of recurring problems in the series. If you are a fan of multiplayer games with friends and family, Super Mario Party Jamboree is one of the ideal options to fulfill that purpose. All right. Next up, WCCF Tech 7.5, saying Super Mario Party Jamboree doesn't bring anything overly surprising to this well-worn series, and not every mode and minigame will put you in a festive mood, but overall, the game offers plenty to celebrate. Jamboree may not entice those who have had their fill of Nintendo's shindigs, but those still down for a good button mashing bash should appreciate just how much they've stuffed into this goodie bag. All right. Next up is from Digital Trends, 7 out of 10. Super Mario Party Jamboree's core board game is still as fun as ever and made even better thanks to some clever new maps. Its signature minigames, though, are a little more inconsistent as some of Nintendo's best ideas are almost exclusively saved for the hit and miss side modes. It's a multiplayer package that spreads itself thin, but there's enough fun content here to keep the dice rolling for another turn. All right, this is going to be the last 7 out of 10 score that we're going over. This is from Twinfinite, and they said Super Mario Party Jamboree has a lot to offer in terms of new ideas and replacing those disliked in the previous Mario Party game with updated sharp graphics. Nintendo appears to have taken on board what fans liked from Superstars and merged the gameplay for those who like an even playing field, while still finding new and creative ways to engage its players and keep them busy. There is certainly still a lot to discover. All right. Now, that is it for the 7 out of 10 scores that we're going to go over. Next up is the 6 out of 10 scores. There was only one from GameSpot, and they gave it a flat 6 out of 10, saying many new elements are attempted in Super Mario Party Jamboree, and unfortunately, I feel like a lot of them are unwelcome. The new modes are largely duds, the tantalizing promise of 20-player online falls a bit flat, and several of the new minigames are a slog. That said, the new maps are the best original ones in many years, and Jamboree promises to still be a blast when you've got some friends over. I've reviewed many Mario Party games over the years, and it's always a weird series to assign a number to. During the review period, you get to play the occasional online session with Nintendo reps and fellow games media members, but a lot of time is spent exploring the maps and minigames solo. In this form, the faults of the game are laid bare and you see it with clear eyes. But once you grab a few close friends and you're laughing with it over a few beers, the deeply flawed game turns into a raucous night of camaraderie and laughter. Jamboree is no more or less nonsense than any Mario Party, and it's one I'll still be playing a ton despite its flaws. So yeah, I think it's very interesting that he says that, because by itself, it's not really much. There's not really much to it. And obviously he couldn't play online a lot there. So maybe it would have been better if he would have had a chance to play online with his friends personally and with online, but he wasn't able to do that. But I think that the game focuses obviously on the multiplayer aspect. So yeah, it's hard to put a score to it like you said, but 6 out of 10 was the score that he ended up giving it. Now, this is the worst and probably most controversial review overall. It's from Eurogamer. There were no 5 out of 10 scores. This is 2 points lower than the lowest score so far from GameSpot, and that's Eurogamer with a 4 out of 10. And there is one little exit here, and they say it's the biggest Mario Party game yet, but fails to find the fun at almost every step. Now, I went and read the review from Eurogamer, and it seems like there's a few different things that I noticed. One, the person doesn't necessarily like Mario Party at all. They're not really well antiquated with Mario Party, and they start off by saying, hey, if you like Mario Party, then this one is going to be fun for you. So they put that disclaimer out there because, hey, they're going to put the disclaimer out there. But I also read from the review that they didn't get a chance to really play any of the online and probably didn't play much multiplayer with friends or with family or with other media members or anything. So I think that's where the review comes from. It doesn't come from someone who gets to actually play the game and have the multiplayer aspect, which has always made Mario Party fun overall. I'm not the biggest Mario Party person myself, but playing Mario Party by yourself and trying to go through and score it as a game is something to where you're probably going to end up not feeling too impressed with it, because it's not a single player type of game. It's not like it's something that you can just play by yourself and have a ton of fun. Some people can, but some people who already don't like Mario Party, and then you don't get a chance to actually experience the best parts of it. I think that's where they got to this 4 out of 10 score based off of what I read, because they just didn't like any of the mini games, weren't able to try out some of the other things. But I'll say this just for me. 4 out of 10 scores should be reserved for games that are kind of like brokenish, that have severe frame rate problems or have severe graphics issues where it's hard to see, or there's problems, or a combination of the both, or there's bugs, glitches, things like that. Like, I think that's where a 4 out of 10 score should be. Now, you can not like something and that can be fine, but I still feel that there's multiple aspects of a review. And if a game has sharp visuals, and if a game has solid music, and if the game plays well enough in terms of frame rate and everything, all of that comes together, I don't really think it should be like dipping in the 4-3 type of range. I think that is a little bit off in my opinion. There's been plenty of games that I've reviewed that I feel like, oh man, I'm not really having that much fun, but all the other things surrounding it are okay. So maybe it's like a 6 or something like that. But that's just me. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. So what do you think about Eurogamer's review? And what do you think about all the reviews that we went over in total? Do you plan on picking up Super Mario Party Jamboree? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch RPG videos and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.